catch weight and batch attributes of PDMX. We're going to show you some other things as well, but catch weight, batch attributes, and some other features are the newest components of our most recent release of the software. You all know me. I'm based in Atlanta, so I'm always available to do demos for your prospects and or even demos for your team if you'd like. Luke is our product manager. He also chairs our product management team, so he's the guy that essentially controls our roadmap. And catch weight and batch attributes is one of the things we've been wanting to have for a while, and it opens up some new opportunities with customers for our partners like you guys. So real quick, I've got about 7 or 8 slides here. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about PDMX, and then Luke is going to go through the demo, okay? Really quick, a little bit about PDMX. In the top right hand, this is our office in Brussels. We rent a nice castle. It houses 2 businesses. It houses PDMX, and it also houses our sister company, Insights. Both companies work in the SAP market. PDMX works in SAP Business One. Insights works on the ECC market. Both of our companies have specializations in certain industries, typically industries that require FDA regulation, or FDA is the common term in the United States, Food and Drug Administration, and you have similar organizations in Canada, Western Europe, and actually all over the world. We've been around since 2004. We've been in the Business One market since the beginning. Our application is only designed for Business One. Our bread and butter is advanced warehouse management. I'd say functionally we are sort of, you'd probably put us in the same or slightly more functional than Lisa, probably not as functional as Acellos. I think we're probably the easier solution of all 3 because we're developed with the SDK. Our application looks much more native. We don't have a separate SQL database. It's all in one place. It is a certified solution. In addition, PDMX, we're a member of the SAP Software Advisory Council. In Belgium, where we sell direct, we're a VAR there. We're a gold partner. Everywhere else, we sell through partners. We've easily got 25 partners worldwide, and we certainly have more installations than this worldwide. And again, I mentioned the micro verticals in the food and life sciences. You know, we like to have some micro verticals because it's easier for our partners to sell. SAP really likes that. And quite frankly, when we get into our micro verticals, we have very little competition. And it's much easier for us to, in a new business opportunity, much easier for us to beat Microsoft or Sage or whoever it is. But I'll mention Insights because, again, having an ECC practice brings a lot of large company domain experience to us. And we think we're also well positioned to win some of the larger ecosystem opportunities. Insights has some of the largest pharmaceutical companies on the globe as customers. We have several large, very, very large customers in the United States as well. I'm clicking too fast. Okay. So really quickly, we've got customers all over the world. Obviously, North America, Europe is our biggest market, but we have them in Africa, the Middle East, China. We have a Chinese version, as well as all of the Roman languages you'd expect, and also Central and South America. Some small customers and some very, very large customers. Probably our largest customer is Ferrero International, which, as you probably know, they make Tic Tacs, they make Nutella, they make chocolates. They run ECC at corporate office, but a lot of their smaller country operations use Business One. Here's, again, some of our target industries. I mentioned sort of the food industry. That would also include produce. Life sciences would be medical devices, pharmaceutical companies. We do extremely well with companies that have any sort of serialization or batch level traceability. Serialization you see in high tech all the time. And obviously batch level traceability, you see that in food and pharma. But we're seeing it across industries. We see it in luxury goods and technology as well. Real quickly, some of our unique selling features, and they're kind of similar across industries, but if I look at the produce and the food industry, they all need to have batch level traceability, which we do extremely well, and they all need to have batch attributes. Batch attributes might be the country of origin, it might be the pH level, the moisture content, all of these types of attributes that they need around the batches. Most of these industries, if not all, prefer what's called FIFO picking, first expiration, first out, because they're dealing with products that have shelf life. And PDMX helps them manage shelf life, and we're the only solution that offers them FIFO picking. As you know, standard business one is FIFO, which is kind of a poor approximation, particularly if you're in the food industry. We have catch weight. We also manage liquids extremely well, and typically for bottlers. One of the best segments for us would be bottlers of any sort of food product. Life sciences have similar requirements. They also typically need to quarantine their inventory. They need to inspect their inventory. We allow inventory to be controlled by quality statuses. We also allow an item to have both a batch and a serial number. And as you know, in Business One, you can either have a batch or a serial number. We allow both. You see that a lot in medical devices. And typically, both these industries need sampling. We do pretty well in third-party logistics. I haven't targeted that strongly in North America, but we do quite well with that in Europe. And our next release has some very interesting functionality related to invoicing, services invoicing, which is probably the most complicated part of 3PL companies. Real quickly, so the PDMX Advanced Logistics, really we have all the functionality that almost any company within the Business One market would want. And of course, obviously the new pieces we'll talk about today is catch weight and some of the batch attributes. Here are two screenshots of, let me just pause for a minute, we're going to welcome Andres.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just in the middle of this, so we'll continue, but Luke is recording it, so it's available for anybody that wants it afterwards. The screen up top is the client screen that runs on a handheld device for barcoding. Okay, and this is just one of the menus that Luke is showing. It's related to cycle counting. So these are RF, based devices, Motorola, Intermec, Honeywell, whatever it be. This bottom screen is a touch screen or a thin client running a computer that allows you to run production orders from the shop floor, to run packaging line. It can also do component weighing for production, because one of the things that PDMX brings to the market is picking for production and the ability to do component weighing. That's something we can show you in a separate demo as well. It's a very strong competitive differentiator for us when you get into food and pharmaceutical. Real quick, yeah, question?
Thank you.
Okay. Really quickly, why PDMX? Okay, SAP Business One Navigation User Interface, typically because we're designed almost entirely with the SDK. We run in a single SQL database, so from a technical perspective, we're a lot less complicated. We don't have any synchronization between databases. Generally speaking, this is easier for your customers to learn, and it should be easier for you as a partner to implement. We are on the SAP Advisory Council because we're one of the larger SSPs within the SAP ecosystem, and we are available in all these different languages. The product is designed in English first, which is very important, even though that we're based in Europe. So all the database tables are English. They're not French or Dutch or German or something like that. We're partner-friendly, guys. We sell only through resellers except in our home market. So our business model is if you're profitable and you have happy customers that are PDMX customers, then you'll sell more of our solution. And that's sort of the business model we take, is very pragmatic. We want to make this as a happy and profitable relationship for you. We have shop floor to top floor integration. You saw the thin clients we have on the shop floor. That's a strong selling point for us. We've got some really, really great references. And then these micro verticals that we're in are particularly good new business opportunities because, for example, the Food Safety and Modernization Act is a regulation that came out from the U.S. government that, is more complicated than Obamacare. And they don't care whether you're a $1 million company or a $1 billion company. If you're running QuickBooks, you're not going to be compliant with the Food Safety and Modernization Act. And even if the company's happy on QuickBooks, they're going to have to leave. So we're getting a lot of opportunities like that. There's also the Produce Traceability Initiative. That is a joint venture between the U.S. and Canada related to produce. It requires a GS1 barcode. To my knowledge, we're the only Business One solution that provides that. Also, typically these companies require catch weight. It's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity for Latin America because so much of our produce in the U.S. and Canada comes from Latin America, and any supply from Latin America also needs to be compliant with this. You'll see a lot related to anti-counterfeiting and technology and luxury goods as well. Well, so now time for the demo.
Okay.
I'll turn it back to you, Luke. I'm going to mute myself, Luke. Before we jump over, any questions so far before we get into the demo? Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to mute myself, Luke.
Okay. So welcome from Europe here. Before I start the demo, I want to give you some background information about what catch weight management and batch attributes are. Catch weight management is a typical industry practice related to the management of products with variable weight. So for instance, you typically find it in the meat industry where you have to trade hams or beef. You'll have it in the cheese industry, and you can also have it in vegetables and fruits industry, where you have to trade grades of a specific fruit which varies according to its weight and which is valued according to its weight. So what you need to do in those cases is that you need to manage those products with dual units of measures. So you will have to manage them either by number or their count, because no, you're not going to order or trade these products in terms of I'm going to buy 10.5 kilos of Iberico ham, by example, but you're going to buy 1 Iberico ham. But the weight of the product, it will define the exact value, because you have got a price per weight, and if it comes to invoicing products to your customers, you will not do that based on the item count, but you will do it in this case based on the value, the price per weight. Now, this sort of information can be coded in GS1 barcodes by applying the appropriate application identifiers. So GS1 128 barcodes can consist up to 128 barcodes, which can have certain meaning. And in this case, I have highlighted here, say, the application identifier 3102, which indicates that the product that is meant by this barcode is a product with a variable weight, and that the weight is indicated, and that, say, from the right, the 2 decimals indicate the weight of the product. So in this case, we are talking about a product with a weight of 26 kilos and 900 grams. So that's a way of coding this information in a barcode. So these products are treated with a standards relation. So basically what you do is that you indicate, okay, a ham generally weighs about 10 kilos. So you have a standard sort of weight that you indicate, but in practice it can have, and it will usually deviate. And so you have to accommodate that difference, and therefore you need to be able to have an inventory management in one unit of measurement, which is usually pieces, but valuation of the inventory and invoicing is usually done in the other one, so say the price per weight. So that's what catch weight management is about. Now the other thing that we're going to demonstrate you this afternoon are batch attributes. And this is also a very important fact because it allows specifically in the produce and food industry to record batch specific information about these products, which can be as many things as you want. So you can, usually it's origin of a batch, so country of origin, manufacturing date, so these are the typical ones. You can have quality classes, but as a matter of fact you can define any other aspect that you want to register and track. And that's indeed important if you say, okay, I want to exchange information with my suppliers and customers about the products that we trade between each other. You can define any aspect that you want to register and track if it's meaningful to you or your partners. So basically these batch attributes are used for communication between producers, processors, distributors and their customers. And a very important aspect of this is that they are these batch attributes are a key element for achieving PTI compliance, so compliance with the Produce Traceability Initiative. One of the things for which they are used are GS1 and PTI compliant case and crate labeling. So you see here at the bottom, you see such a label which answers to a number of requirements, but which can be tailored to include as much information, because all these batch attributes that you see here can be integrated in GS1 barcodes. So this is what we are talking about this afternoon. Now in the demo that I'm going to show you, I will first show you the organizational structure of our system, which is the basis for traceability. Some of you may already have seen it, but for those of you who haven't, I think it's absolutely necessary that you are aware of this. Then I will show you how you will define the setup of catch weight management items and batch attributes, because these are additions that we have, extensions that we have added to sub-business 1. And then I will show you how the inbound and outbound logistics of catch weight management items and items with batch attributes, how it functions. And I'll give you an example of a traceability record that we create based on the information that we capture. So bear with me a moment. I'm now going to the real life environment. So as you may know, as you may know, so PDMX consists of two aspects, one of which is the administrative interface. I hope you can see my screen clearly enough. So
that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a module that runs within this SAP Business One environment, and which contains, say, the administrative functions related to the PDMX add-on. And on the other hand, we have got the RF terminals and the touchscreens which run on the shop floor, and where the actions that are initiated within sub-business 1 are executed and fed back upon their execution to a sub-business one. Now, the important thing about that I want to show you here is the organizational structure. Just a moment, yes. So what you see here is that you can here define a very detailed layout of your operations in sub-business one. So you can define the warehouses you have. In the warehouses you can define different zones. For instance, you can define here the docks, so the receiving and the shipping docks that you have. You can define different zones based on temperatures where you want to store products, so a freezer zone or a normal ambient zone. You can define also packing zones where you can do packaging of products. You can define production zones where you can have production lines, input and output locations, silos and tanks that you can define. And these elements will all be used within the execution of the operations on the shop floor. So when you will execute picking operations, they will be the system will be directing you to specific zones where you will need to pick specific products. For instance, here we've got a picking zone, and in picking zones we can define, for instance, here, no, they're not here. You can define, for instance, whether a specific product should be stored at a specific location. For that product, you can then define, okay, what is the maximum quantity that can be stored at that location? What is the minimum quantity that has to be at that location? And if we drop below that location, we can have to replenish that location with the indicated number. So this is a very intuitive and flexible tool to help your customers define their operations. Now there are a large number of parameters that can be defined here at the top level. So you can, for instance, define all the zone types. So it's all the zone types that you want to have in your operations, and you can assign these zone types to specific products, so that you guarantee that a specific product will only be stored in the zone where that's suitable for it. So you can also define here all the reports. So all the reports that we create are made in crystal reports. So you can create tailored reports for as many sorts of labels that you want to have, and then associate these labels to specific print events. For instance, if you say, okay, I am going to receive a logistic unit, a specific report or a specific label will be printed. You can also define quality statuses, and so as many quality statuses as you want, and also the actions that are allowed for a specific quality status, and also the transitions that are possible. You can define reasons which operators can use if they say, okay, there's a problem that I want to notify. You can define here standard reasons that can be entered by operators, and you can also allow them, okay, to add extra explanations. So this just to make clear to you that the organizational structure is sort of the engine behind the operations of the PDMX warehouse management system. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you is the extensions that we have, just a moment, that we have created for the item master data in sub-business one. So if we look for a specific item master, okay, we can have here a cheddar cheese, where you have, say, the normal sub-business one data that can be registered, but where there's also a specific PDMX tab. And that tab allows to specify a number of characteristics for specific processes. For instance, in inventory, we can define the unit of measurement names, so the primary and the secondary. We can define that in this case, this product has a best before date. If we wanted to manage this by 2 batch numbers, we could also say, okay, it has a second batch number, and so on. We can indicate here what the standard location for this product is, and etc. The same applies for the sales process, so the purchasing. For instance, an important aspect for selling fresh products is shelf life, so that you can define, okay, we can only sell this product to a customer if it's best before date, plus the shelf life time is longer than what we then calculate. And so this will be a very important aspect in deciding whether or not a specific product can be delivered to a specific customer. And then what you see here is the new tabs that have been applied. So in this case, so we'll go to the catch weight item, and there we see, okay, it's indicated that this is a catch weight item, so it has a variable weight, and we indicate which GS1 application identifiers should be used to identify the unit of measure. So for the primary unit of measure, it will be the count. So that will be a barcode saying, okay, what now follows should be interpreted as being the count of the number of pieces. And the secondary GS1 application identifier is the net weight in kilo. And here we indicate the standard relation between one unit of primary unit of measure, so the pieces, and the secondaries, which is the kilos. And then we can define here what units of measure that will be used for purchasing, inventory, and sales process. So here we've got the choice to say, okay, I will only trade this product in pieces, so I will make abstraction of the weight, or I will only use weight, or I will use both. So for this example, I'm going to use pieces and weight. Jeff, you raised the question about whether you can import these data via the DTW. Well, as a matter of fact, all data that are available in PDMX can be imported via the DTV in the appropriate tables. Okay, so this is for a catch weight item. Just allow me to show you an item with batch attributes. If I look for that, then I have here a crate of potatoes, where I say, okay, there I'm not going to treat it as a catch weight item, so I'm assuming that 20 kilos is 20 kilos, but in the attributes I have indeed indicated that there are 2 batch attributes that are defined, namely country of origin and manufacturing date, and these are required. That means that when I at reception, system will force me enter this information, or it will register the information that is on the barcode label. So is this clear for now for everyone at this moment, or do you have questions already? Shall I continue? Okay, yeah. Okay, then I will. Okay, Jeff, you also sent a question regarding a link to the recording. This will be provided to you, so you can make sure that you can share this information further. Okay, so what I will do now is demonstrate the inbound logistics process, both for a catch weight item as well as for a an item with batch attributes. So if I go to the purchasing function and I define a purchase order, so I'm going to order from this supplier and I'm going to order this product, and I'll just be ordering one piece of it. So just for the purpose of the demonstration, so I can then add the purchase order, and at the moment that I have added the purchase order, it is transmitted automatically to the RF terminal at the shop floor, so that the operator can receive the goods, can do the goods receipt as soon as the supplier presents himself to the at the receiving dock. So we'll go to the, so these are the main 4 flows. So we've got the inbound logistics flow, we've got the outbound logistics flow, we've got the internal logistics flow where we can do moves and cycle counting of products, and we've got the production flow where we can link the logistics operations to the production operations. So here it's the inbound logistics flow. So we'll go to purchase, then we've got here the 4 sub items. So in this case, we're going to do a reception. We indicate on which location. So these are the locations that have been defined in the organizational structure. So we say we're going to receive this product on receiving dock 1. And then we can select a filter. So basically, the easiest way to receive goods is that you scan the barcodes that are on there. And so if a product comes correctly labeled with the required barcodes, it suffices to scan the barcodes and the system will register all the information that is integrated in the barcodes. And so obviously I cannot demonstrate this here, so I'll go through the manual process, but please take into account that this can be very much automated. So in this case, we're going through the order. So the order is the identifier for us, so we select it. And then we see here the order that we have just created. So I select the PO, and then he asks me, okay, so here again you should see this visually. Here the systems ask me, are you going to receive identical logistical units of the same product, or are you going to receive non-identical logistic units? So obviously I have ordered only one wheel of cheese, so I say it's no identical logistic units. Again, if there's barcodes on the product, it suffices to scan them and all the information will be captured. In this case, obviously there is no, so I say there's no logistic label, and I can then also define logistic carriers on which the product is. In this case, okay, it's an individual wheel of cheese, so I say it's no logistic carrier, and then I select the product, and then the system knows that in this order only this product has been received. So I select the product, as the system knows that this product has to have a batch number. It asks me to identify the batch number, and here it can be configured that you say, okay, we're going to generate a system or we're going to present a system generated batch number. But of course, if the batch number is included in the barcode, then you scan it and the system registers it. So here I say, okay, this is the batch number. It knows that this product has a best before date, and it has also been defined at the item master data level that this has a best before date of 1 year, and this is also configurable. Again, if the best before date is included in the barcodes, this overrules the suggestion of the system. So here it says, okay, he has already registered the batch number. Here is the best before date, and I know that he only has to receive one piece of this product. So I continue, and I say, okay, it's indeed one piece, and then he asks me to enter the weight. Again, if the weight is barcoded in the barcode on the product or on the pallet, he will automatically register the weight, but in this case I say, okay, it has got, it's 3 kilo and 100 grams. Okay. And then he will register the information and generate a reception label. Again, it can also be configured which sort of information you want on the label, how the label should look like, and which barcode you want on there. So in this case, it is a unique identification of this logistic unit, which contains the identification of the product, which contains here the best before date, which contains the item count, and also the batch number. But here again, it's also possible to include as many barcodes in this GS128 format as required. Okay, so it doesn't need to be reprinted. And if we now just let me close this. If we now go to sub-business 1, and we go to the goods receipt, then we will notice that indeed we have got here a cheddar cheese that has been received based on this purchase order which I've received. It was 1 piece, and if you translate it to the unit of measure, the second unit of measure, it is 3.1 kilograms. So this is the indication that it is received. Now the other thing that we offer within PDMX is because we have an individual follow-up of all bin locations within our structure, we also have an inventory report that allows us to track on different criteria where a product is in real time in the facility. So if we say, okay, I want to check now where this item number is, then I will see, okay, I have got one stored at this location, and so the bin location P0030, and we have now just received one on the receiving dock, which is indicated here. So this allows you to track at all times where the specific inventory is. Now, what the system has also automatically done, so at the moment that the goods are received, the system will automatically generate a put-away order, because it's not the idea that the product should stay on the receiving dock until someone feels it appropriate to move it away. So the system has generated a put-away order, and if you say, okay, I want to see what has to be put away from receiving dock 1, then he says, okay, this is the product which is uniquely identified by this barcode that you should move away. So in this case, I can show you how the scanning would operate. So if I click on this, and then, so he will register the barcode. And then he says, okay, so this is also something configurable. You could decide if you have a pallet of containing several products that you say, okay, I'm going to put some part of that pallet at this location and another part at another location. But with a wheel of cheese is a bit stupid, so I want to move it away. And he says, okay, here it is indicated that the default location for this product is this location, but if I wanted to, I could move it to another location, or have the system select an empty location for me. So I'll move it to its location. Okay. And if I then check the inventory report and refresh it, you will see that this product has now been registered at the new location. So this is basically the inbound and outbound logistics flow for any item that we manage, but you have seen the specific additions we have made to manage catch rate management. What I'm going to show you now is the inbound logistics process of an item with batch attributes. So I'm going to issue a purchase order. So I'm going to have my veggies supplier provide me with a pallet of with crates of potatoes. So what I have here is, okay, I have defined here that this is it is a product that I can purchase in crates, and I have defined that a pallet, so the unit of measure group is, I have defined that on a pallet there are 20 crates. So the crate is the individual item that I will manage in inventory, and I will also sell. So I say I'm going to order 20 crates of this product. So as the purchase order, and again, if I go through reception, indicate again this is the receiving dock where I will receive the goods. I go again through the order, then I see here the order that I have just placed. Again, it is just one pallet with crates of so no identical logistic units. This is, I'm going to receive this on a Euro pallet. And then again, he knows this is a product that was ordered in this purchase order. Okay, he asked me again, knows that it is a batch number managed product, that it has a batch before date. And here he now knows that it has been defined that for this product, the country of origin should be registered. Again, let me remind you, this is all information that can be barcoded in the barcodes on the pallet. And so if there are on there, no need to do this manually, but I'll show you the manual process. So, okay, these are crates of potatoes that come from Spain. And also the manufacturing date is requested, also something that can be integrated in the barcodes. So I enter it, and he knows that the packaging types for this product is, okay, crates and pallets. So I say it's one pallet, so he knows then that he's going to receive 20 crates of the product. Again, he is going to provide me with a pallet label, where he indicates this is the unique identification of the pallet, and again the information that I have defined in this crystal repos that should be captured. Okay, now again the system has generated put away order, but what I will do now, so I will not do this put away, it's the same process. So what I will do now is that if we go to the PDMX inventory report and say, okay, let me see the items that I have got available. That's the item. Okay, this is what I have here, and I want to see, so you see that the last receipt has been booked on the receiving dock, so there's one that we just received. So, but what I can say is, okay, give me the item label for this product. It can also be defined, for instance, that at receipt of such a product, the item label is generated automatically. I'm now doing it manually, so the item label, and I want to have this in Adobe format, and I want to have a PTR label. So I can, so here you see I have defined various labels, and I can ask preview and then print the label and put it onto the crate. Just a moment. Okay, preview. So the system is hanging a bit. Apologize, please. Okay, so here it is. So here you see the crate label that would be that is defined. So it is just one of the possibilities. And what you see on this crate is that it has got in this barcode, it has got the identification of the product, and it also has got, in this case, the identification of the manufacturing date, and it lists in human readable form the country of origin. So you could also include that in the label if you wanted to. So this is entirely configurable. So what you see here down here is the voice picking code. So if you would use a voice picking system, this identification would be used by the voice picking system to direct the operator to the location of the product. So these are a number of components that can be added to such labels, and the Produce Traceability Initiative and GS1 define a number of standards and regulations for these great labels. Okay. Now, the last thing that I will show to you is the outbound logistics process, and I will do that for a catch weight management item, and so it's practically identical for a. So I'll select my customer, and then I select here the product. And I'm saying, okay, I'm going to sell this customer 1 wheel of cheddar cheese. Now, the difference between purchasing and sales is if you add a purchase order, it's transferred automatically to the RF terminal. In case of a sales order, you will have to create a pick list, so an electronic pick list. So if we ask the sales order again, I can then ask for a pick list proposal, and then the system will check, okay, is there sufficient quantity of this product available? And it says, okay, it's available, so we can fulfill this sales order. And at that moment, I can generate a pick list, and that will be transferred to the okay, so now I have created a pick list now. So what I can do now is go to the sales process, then say, okay, I'm going to do a picking. Here is the pick list that I've just created. It says, okay, you have got to select 1 item to pick. So this is the unique identification of that item. So he asks me to select that and go to that position. So I could put it on a picking card, but in this case I will not do that. And then again, I will scan the identification, so the barcode of the product. Okay. And as it is specified that also in the process of selling and shipping, I will have to enter the weight, because there is no label or GS1 label on the product that indicates the weight. I will now have to do it manually, but again, if there is a barcode giving the application identifier for the variable weight, it will automatically register it. So here I know that 3.1 kilogram, and he picks the items, and then will again now create a shipping label, listing all the information about the product, and based on that shipping label that and the fact that I have to move it to a certain shipping dock, I can then execute shipping. So I'm going to shipping dock 1, to which I had to move this product. I'm going to ship it based on a pick list, and this is the pick list, and he says, okay, this is the item that you have to ship to this customer. Oh, sorry, that's a mistake. Okay, the SACC has now been loaded, and at that moment the system will create a delivery in sub-business 1 and again generate the label that has been defined. Okay, so if we check sub-business 1, now go to sales and delivery, we will notice here that we have indeed shipped this cheese with this weight and these details to that customer. So basically, this is the demonstration of the inbound logistics process, where I have shown you the specific additions that we have made in order to manage catch weight and catch weight items and items with batch attributes. So this basically concludes my demonstration. So I would like to give you the opportunity to ask questions to Scott and myself if you have questions.